Okay. Good morning, grade 8. This is Miss Madiha with you. You are having English literature today, which is going to be about a great scientist, Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor of all. Now, this is a biography which is written by Wikibice. And if you ask me about the page number, I really forgot. Let me check the book. Tell me the page number. Okay, 488. Thank you, Mice. So it's 488, and it is about Nikola Tesla, the great inventor of all. Now there is some good and bad side about, not I can say bad, but I can say tragic side of Nikola Tesla. The tragic side is that Nikola Tesla has been not well credited by the world. He was not valued. He was not valued, and he was not given the credit that he deserved to have by the people, by the community. So that there are two sides of Nikola Tesla, one that shows how intelligent, how genius he was, and the other side that shows how somehow how situations and uh, some kind of you can say some bad lucks happened to him. So let's begin. Now I'm reading the background and then I'll read about the author. First, let's see the background. At the end of the 19th century, electricity was a new technology. At this time, very few people had access to electric lighting, and most people used coal, gas, and steam power for energy. Today, electricity has become a common utility because of inventors like Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Now, Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla, they were in the same time, okay, they were peers, and they existed, they lived in the same time, and they actually had a connection. Now they have a connection, and both of them have a great role in providing the world with electricity, with a utility like electricity, which was not common, which was not available before time. It was replaced with uh, coal or gas or steam power to run engines and to run other things that we depend on now on electricity. So this is how they brought a great change into this world. They brought a big invention to the world, and it was so helpful that till now the entire world depends on it. Despite the fact that they were great inventors, one of them, which is Thomas Edison, got more recognition by the entire community than Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla's fame was suppressed. He was not recognized by a lot of people, and that's somehow tragic about him. And when he died, he was penniless. He didn't have enough money even. So let's see about Wikibice, who wrote about the Nikola Tesla. Now, Wikibice, born in 1971 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In elementary school, one of Bai's teachers gave exciting science demonstrations that instilled in her a love for the subject. And she frequently writes about science and scientists. Her own science library consists her own science library currently exceeds 1,000 books. So it was Wikibice, born in 1971 in Albuquerque in Mexico, and because of her love for the subject, for science, she wrote a biography about Nikola Tesla, and her own science library exceeds 1,000 books. So that's about the author. Now, if you're wondering how Nikola Tesla looked like, here is a picture for you. This is how Nikola Tesla looked like. I can show you one more picture of him. Here is another picture of Nikola Tesla. And even like there was a whole company named after Nikola Tesla. There's a car named not Nikola Tesla after him. That runs on electricity. It doesn't need fuel. Okay, so that was about Nikola Tesla. Now, if you're wondering how Thomas Edison looked like, here's a picture of Thomas Edison. Now, before we start the story itself, the lesson, I want you to read these vocabulary that we will come across during our reading. The first one is engineer, is a noun. It means a person skilled in use and construction of engines and machines. A generator is also a noun. It is a machine that converts one form of energy into another. And then there is current, which is also a noun, which means flow. Now, in this case, since we are studying about the electricity, here it will be considered as flow of electrons. Okay, so the flow of electron that produces current, that produces electricity or charge. Now, here is the text. If you want to read, I will just unpause you. I will unmute you, sorry. But I will not unmute all of you at one time. I will mute one by one. So let me start with raise the hand whoever wants to read, whoever likes to read or start. You can raise the hand. Okay, Aya. I will unmute you. You can start reading, Aya.
Okay. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 to a Serbian family in the country that is now called
Croatia.
Yeah?
That is now called Croatia.
Croatia. When Tesla was young, he was able to do such complex math problems and in his head that his teacher thought he was cheating. He finished high school in 3 years instead of 4. He started college but didn't finish. However, he learned enough to go to work. He left several times over the next few years, each time getting a job as an electrician at each place where he worked. He designed and made
Improvements to the equipment. Okay, I think it will be Mice next, so I will unmute Mice. Yes.
He started college but didn't finish. However, he learned enough to go to work. He moved several times over the next few years, each time getting a job as an electrician. At each place where he worked, he designed and made improvements to the equipment. In 1884, he moved to New York City. He came with a letter of recommendation to Thomas Edison from one of his bosses. The letter is claimed to have said, "I know two great men, and you are one of them." The other is the young man, Edison Howard Tesla, who began as an electrical engineer. He quickly became very important to the company, solving some of its most difficult problems. Tesla was able to use his mind to imagine how different method works. Edison always made a lot of models and tried them out, which took a lot longer.
Okay, thank you, May, for reading. It was really nice reading, and Aya too. So from here you can see that how Nikola Tesla actually he did not even finish college, but how smart he was that he used to solve as much problems wherever he worked as possible. And because of that, he gained some kind of respect. And in 1884, he moved to New York City, and then he got a letter of recommendation from Thomas Edison, who was one of his bosses. And this letter claimed that he was one of the great men that Thomas knew, and Edison hired Tesla, who began as an electrical engineer. So he quickly became very important to the company, solving some of its most difficult problems. So, so Tesla was, in fact, a quick solver. He used to solve and tackle situations, difficult situations, very easily, and that's what made him stand out the crowd. Okay, so that's something different about him. Now we will see on the next page. Yes, paragraph number 4. Continue reading.
May I continue?
Yes, continue.
In 1885, Tesla and Edison had a falling out. Tesla told Edison he could improve some of Edison's motor and generations. Edison told him
Generators.
he would pay him what?
Generators, not generations.
Generators.
Yes.
Edison told him he would pay him $50,000 if he did. This was quite a lot of money at that time. Tesla worked hard and spent months on the task. When he succeeded, he asked Edison for the reward, but Edison told him he had been joking. He said, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." He offered Tesla a $10 raise on his $18 weekly pay. Tesla quit the job. Tesla
So
started his
just
own
take a pause, Mice. So here, girls, you can see how Edison had mistreated him, how he has ill-treated Tesla. Tesla was actually working for him, and then Edison just provoked him that if you improve some of my motors and generators, I will give you $50,000, which was quite a lot at that time. And Tesla, for the sake of reward, worked really hard on that, and he succeeded. But at the end, Thomas Edison kind of betrayed him and denied the reward and said that he could only give him a raise of $10 on his $18 weekly pay. That was a very insulting or humiliating moment for Tesla, and that's the reason that he quit the job. So Tesla started his own company in 1887. If someone else wants to read, I will just unmute. Please raise your hand. You can raise your hand. No one? Okay, if no one is there, I'll continue reading. Who's raised the hand? Somebody raised the hand. Okay, no one. So Tesla started his own company in 1887. Tala. Okay, fine, Tala. I'll unmute you and start reading from paragraph number 5. Yes.
Tesla started his own company in 1887. Tesla Electrical Light and Manufacturing. There he worked on making a system called alternating
Current. Alternating.
current to produce electricity. Thomas Edison thought his system is called direct current. He was better and safer. The two became rivals. They
Rival.
each rivals. They each gave talk about why his particle method was better. They could public demonstration to show people how they created electricity. This rivalry was referred to as the War of the Currents.
Excellent. Okay, thank you, Tala. It was very nice reading. Okay, very nice. So here Tala read that Tesla started his own company. So when he quit the job, he started his own company, Tesla Electric Light and Manufacturing. That was the title of the company. That was the name of the company. There he worked on making a system called alternating current, which was somewhat different than what Edison had introduced, which was the direct current. And Thomas Edison thought that his system was better and safer, and the two became rivals. Now rivals are the biggest competitors. Okay, for example, if you are having a business and there is a rivalry company, it means that you both are really competitive in the market. Okay, so you have a tough competition. So that's how now these two companies had a tough competition. One was offering alternating current and the other was offering the direct current. They each gave talks about why his particular method was better. They had public demonstrations to show people how they created electricity. This rivalry was referred to as the War of Currents. Now it became like a war. They became enemies of each other. Okay, so that's how it continued. And then, would someone else like to read? You can raise your hand. If not, I will continue. Okay, so another rival, it is paragraph number 6. Another rival of Edison's, George Westinghouse, had also been trying to create an electrical system. He bought some of Tesla's invention and paid him $2,000 a month to consult with him. Tesla spent all his money on new inventions and ideas. He invented the Tesla coil, which carried electricity without wires. You can still see a Tesla coil at some museums today. Tesla invented or helped develop a long list of devices including X-ray machines, radio, wireless remotes, fluorescent lights, and the system of electricity that is still used today in our cities. He helped create a power plant in Niagara Falls that provided power all the way to New York City. He was given many awards and honorary degrees from universities all over the world. Imagine a human with such a brain who could give an offer, who could invent so much. He didn't care about his saving. He just spent everything that he had on his new inventions, on his new devices. And a lot of things that we still use are because of him. So sadly, Tesla died without a cent. People forgot about him and remembered Edison, whose companies still exist and have his name, like Consolidated Edison, the electric company that powers New York City. In the 1990s, people started to write about Tesla, and now he's becoming better known again. The owner of a new car company named it Tesla Motors, just like I showed you the cars. It's called Tesla Motors because they make electric cars. Their first car used Tesla's design from 1882 for an electric car. So that's how Tesla really gained popularity, when people started writing about him. Because before that, nobody even knew about the Tesla. People only knew about Thomas Edison as the father of electricity. Okay, so let's now begin with the worksheet. Okay, but before that, I will read the summary for you. In Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor of all. One second. Okay, so in Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor of all, Wikibase tells the story of the genius behind much of modern electrical technology. Tesla came to America in 1884 to work with Thomas Edison, his bad luck. But I cannot say it's bad luck because it actually turned out good for him. If he didn't work at for Thomas Edison, he wouldn't know his own value. He wouldn't have that much recognition by the people because he would still be, wandering here and there. But because of that kind of that urge to compete with Edison, he created his own company, which later on became so successful. So after he and Edison had a falling out, Tesla started his own company. There he developed the system of alternating current, which differed from Edison's direct current. Both are used today. Tesla invented many devices still in use. So he created many devices that are still in use. He also helped develop the electrical system used in modern cities. With George Westinghouse, he created a power plant at Niagara Falls that provided power throughout New York State. Tesla died penniless and forgotten, but the electric vehicle he designed in 1882 is the forerunner of the Tesla, a modern electric car. Insight. So here, the greatest inventor of all provides students with a glimpse of the creative genius who invented many practical applications of electricity. The fact that Tesla was almost forgotten provides an interesting sight into the power of publicity and labeling. Modern electric companies bear Edison's name in spite of their use of alternating current and the technologies that Tesla invented. So that's really, really unfair if they do that. Now about biographical, since it is a biographical writing, so a biographical writing describes important facts and events from a person's life. The author of the biography should craft the narrative of the subject's life in a way that is both interesting and accurate. So whenever there is an author who writes a biography of someone, which means the narrative of someone's life, it should be written in very interesting and accurate way. There should be nothing false in it. There should be nothing stated that is not true about that person. A biography uses the pronoun he or she, relies on research, and is usually more objective, factual, not influenced by personal feelings than an autobiographical essay. Biographies are typically written in chronological order, like what happened first, then, and finally, and at the end. The paragraphs within the biography may use other organizational structures such as compare and contrast structure or cause and effect structure. So there can be some kind of different structures within the paragraphs, but the entire order would be written in chronological way. Now here is the first question. According to the information in Nikola Tesla, I will unmute you all and I want an answer from you all to guess, okay? So here we go. Okay, so according to the information, Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor of all, in what way did Nikola Tesla excel as a student? Can you please make a guess? I think it's very easy for you now. He was a good math student. He was an outstanding math student. Is this your answer? Okay, so let's see. Yes, this is correct answer. He was an outstanding math student. Let's move on to the next question. As illustrated in Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor of all, which of the following were characteristics of Nikola Tesla? Choose 3 options. Please choose 3 options.
E.
Okay, and?
D.
F. Okay, F and?
D.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. It's D. It's E, and it's F. Very good. Excellent. Now let's move on. So it's D, E, F. Let's move on to the next one. According to Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor of all, why did Tesla become such an important employee in Thomas Edison Company? Because he was able to solve many of the company's most important problems? Because he was willing to work for little money? Because he was willing to travel around the world? Or because he was a superb salesman?
A.
B.
Excellent. It's A. Very good. Next question is, as explained in Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor of all, what are some of Tesla's accomplishments? We choose 3 options.
B.
B. Yes.
C.
A. Okay. And
C.
B.
okay, let's see. Let's see. So first it's A, definitely. Then it's C, very good, Kala. Then it's E, which is he helped develop wireless radios and fluorescent lights. Next question is, in Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor, what was the war of currents? It was a newspaper battle, it was a problem with the flow of water, it was a rivalry between Nikola and Thomas, or it was a lawsuit between Nikola and George Westinghouse.
C.
It's very good.
D.
No, it's C. It's C. It was rivalry between Nikola Tesla. I think I have said C. Anyway, so girls, anyway,
Yes,
it was rivalry. Okay, it is C, which is it is C. All right. Next is at the beginning of Nikola Tesla, the greatest inventor. What is Bive implying when she says the following? When Tesla was young, he was able to do such complex math problem in his head that his teacher thought he was cheating. What did she want to say about him? Because basic math is the most important subject, it was much more difficult to do math problems before calculators. Tesla's brilliance was evident from his youth. If you cannot do math when you are young, you will never be able to do. So, what was her main point?
B.
D.
No, it's C. Because Tesla's brilliance was evident from his youth. Like we knew that Tesla was brilliant, genius from his youth, even when he was at school. Number 7. What can you conclude the author of Nikola Tesla thinks of Thomas Edison's behavior and character? What do you think she thinks about Thomas Edison? She thinks that Edison loved hearing and telling a good joke. She thinks that Edison lacked integrity and was not a good person. Or Edison was doing the best he could because business was tough. Or Edison had a gambling problem. Okay, so the answer is C. Edison was doing the best he could because business was tough. She's not saying that Edison was bad. She's just saying that he was doing his best. We cannot say Edison was a bad person, but we never know. Now, the questions are, what did Tesla teachers sometimes think was cheating? Why did Tesla teach? Because he was solving problems of maths very quickly and easily. So Tesla could solve complex math problems in his head. Why did Tesla leave Edison's company?
Because he wanted to make his own company.
No, because Edison did not pay him what he said he would. Edison betrayed him, denied him the reward that he promised. So why does Tesla Motor use Tesla's name?
Because
Tesla Motors makes electric cars, and its first car used Tesla's design. That's why. Where did Tesla live?
New Mexico.
He lived in the Hotel New Yorker in the New York City. He was born in Mexico, but he didn't live there. He lived in New York City in the last part of his life. Now, what did Tesla use the ledge outside his window for? Tesla uses the ledge outside his window as a place to treat old and injured pigeons. For what reason is Tesla angry with Marconi? Marconi stole his invention of the radio and has gained fame as a result.
Teacher,
Yes?
teacher, this worksheet you will send it at the group?
Yes, dear, I will send you through Mrs. Sana, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And the next thing is, what question does Tesla try to outrun? The question is why Marconi progressed more quickly than Tesla in communicating across the ocean. Okay, so this is it, and now I will finish the lesson, finish the session. I will send you the worksheet through Mrs. Sana. I will also send you the worksheet of To Fly. And next session of literature, we will have. I think we are done with it. We are done with this week's literature. So okay, tomorrow we will do grammar, hopefully. Okay, so thank you, girls, for coming. Take care. Bye.